Can a Catholic be excommunicated for a social media post, a simple repost, a comment, or even a public defense of the SSPX? Could something like that actually break communion with the Church? According to canon lawyer Father Cédric Burgun, the answer is more complicated than a simple yes or no. The question has become especially important after 4 SSPX priests were consecrated as bishops on July 1, 2026, without Rome's approval. The Vatican declared that the bishops involved incurred automatic excommunication. The following day, the Vatican also warned that lay Catholics who formally adhere to the SSPX are to be considered excommunicated. So, where does social media fit into all this? Father Burgun says the Church has no specific social media law. The 1983 Code of Canon Law was written long before Facebook, X, and other platforms existed. But that does not mean the internet is outside canon law. What matters is not the platform. It is the nature of the statement. A public statement can have canonical significance, whether it appears in a newspaper, on television, or online. But here is the important distinction. A controversial post is not automatically an excommunicable offense. Publicly defending a group or cause is not automatically schism. It becomes canonically problematic if the statement itself objectively rejects the authority of the Pope or other legitimate church authorities. And even then, excommunication does not simply happen with one click. Father Burgun explains that schism and heresy are not automatic penalty offenses. A canonical procedure is normally required to establish that the legal conditions have been met. This was also relevant after the SSPX episcopal consecrations in 1988. The bishops incurred automatic excommunication because of the illicit consecrations, but supporters required a separate assessment. The Holy See has also emphasized that penalties for lay Catholics cannot simply be presumed. Formal adherence must be assessed case by case. That could involve written or verbal membership in the SSPX. It could involve exclusively attending its liturgies, or refusing Catholic sacraments because of one's adherence to the SSPX. Online behavior could also become part of that assessment. For example, actively encouraging others to attend SSPX masses instead of Catholic masses could raise questions. But again, one post does not automatically equal excommunication. And the same principles apply to Catholics of different theological positions. Progressive Catholics who publicly reject legitimate church authority would, in principle, face the same canonical framework. Clergy, however, have a higher responsibility. Priests and religious are expected to protect ecclesial communion and set an example. So, where does this leave ordinary Catholics? Canon 212 recognizes the faithful's right and even duty to express their views on church matters. But that freedom comes with respect for pastors and concern for unity. Father Burgun points to an old principle attributed to St. Augustine. In essentials, unity. In doubtful matters, freedom. In all things, charity. Perhaps that is the bigger lesson. Catholic social media does not need more wounds. It needs more truth, more charity, and more care for the unity of the Church.